Welcome back to Created For You Shop. Today we are going to make a pegboard alternative. Don't have money or time to make one of these? Pegboards on Etsy cost over $100. Ouch, not everybody has money for that. So here today is a pegboard alternative. We're not using pegboard, but we're using these buckets, which are fantastically helpful. Is that a word? Well, it is today. Come along with me and you can do it too.
Okay, I have my workspace set up and I have my buckets. Buckets are available to purchase at Walmart, Target, and other craft stores. Even at the Dollar Tree, sometimes you can find them for $1. So, pretty easy. I have a piece of wood. I've made sure that it is wide enough for my buckets and also long enough. You'll want to make sure you measure your buckets, including the handle, to make sure that you have enough space. And so I have spaced mine about 7 inches apart, and that works for this particular piece of wood. Again, check with your buckets to make sure that you have spaced yours out accordingly. You'll also want to notice, do you want all of your buckets hanging on the wood, or is it okay if, like the last one, hangs below the piece of wood a little bit? So, something to think about when you make yours. So to tap your holes, you start off with a needle nose pliers like this, and a nail, and a hammer. So you'll want to mark your placements for the holes with a pencil and a ruler first, and make sure they're in the middle. And then you can tap the holes with the hammer, and then you'll use a drill bit that is about the size, a little bit smaller than the hooks you're going to use. I am using ceiling hooks, and they work great because they're pretty cheap, and they also stick out a little bit longer than a regular hook, and so you can hang the buckets without them scratching the wood too much. So let's get started. So as you can see here, I have screwed in the ceiling hooks. I have 3 of them for this particular order, and they are hung vertically is how this bucket organizer will work. You can actually fit more hooks if you did it horizontally. Now as you can see here, I showed you the side angle of the hook, and so we don't actually want to screw these in all the way, or they might poke through the other side. And here I can hang the bucket well, and it will fit just fine and not scratch the wood. Here is another piece of wood I've been working on. Same thing, 24 inches long, 3 hooks will go in this one. And so before I screw the hooks in, I want to show you how I put in the hangers, which will go on the back. And we'll put 2 sawtooth hangers on the back to make sure it stays level and it's not tipping when you're getting those craft supplies off of your bucket organizer.
Okay, this is the back of that piece of wood. I made a line across, make it a little L, where as far as I want the sawtooth hanger to be, and all the way across. So nothing special, just a straight line with 2 little end points. And now I'm going to draw the holes for the sawtooth hanger. Okay, I drew holes and I tapped, like I explained earlier, with my needle nose pliers. Tapped it here with a hammer, and I made a dent, and then I drilled with that same drill bit I showed before. It's just the right size, and now it's time to screw these in. Okay, I went ahead and installed the sawtooth hangers. They were screwed in with my drill, and you notice I have 2 new things. I have felt pads, and I put 2 on the top, and down here I have 2 on the bottom. And that is so that it doesn't scratch the wall when it's hanging there. And everything stays balanced because I have 2 hangers. And so there won't be any tipping, and it should just work just great.
Okay, the hooks are installed on this one. The white one looks great, just like the blue one. You could paint yours any color you can dream of. I do prefer Rust-Oleum spray paint is my paint of choice. I also like the Ace spray paint. Those are my two favorite. They're store brand of Ace, and they seem to work well, cover well, and aren't too expensive. So for now, let's take a look at some other bucket organizers I have finished to give you an idea of how yours could look. Okay, I have it hung up on the wall. Now let's style it up with some buckets and some cool craft supplies. Let's go. I love how this turned out. Look at all the cool craft supplies. So we have a pegboard versus a bucket organizer. So you can choose whatever works for your space and your design. Here are some other options. I have a vertical one I created, and it works great for small spaces. So if you just have a narrow spot in between two walls, the vertical one is your best choice. If you have lots of things you need to store, horizontal one might be better, like this one. And what's great about this, you can choose your own style. And so 4 buckets on a 24-inch one on the horizontal is great, but you can only get 3 if you do it vertically. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.